Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. By the way, in case you guys were wondering, the coat hanger's there because it's a prop and for this video and because I couldn't bother removing it. Anyway, on to today's topic. We're going to be talking about polyamorous relationships and why I don't agree with them and why everyone should be monogamous, even though finding a partner nowadays seems to be one of the hardest things on the face of the earth. Believe it or not. Why is that? Well, it seems like society has changed so much. Society has become this really crazy thing. And a lot of women just don't want anything to do with guys like me and my personality type and what I believe in and why I believe it. And I know I can be a lot for some people. Believe you me, I know that. I can be a lot for myself. I'm very, very disciplined, very motivated. I'm a persistent individual. That's just the way I am. Among other things, I'm very routine, very structured, anything like that. So, but putting all that aside, it is so difficult now to find a girl that actually wants to commit as well. Then you've got all these other people that do find a person, but they get so sick and tired of being with that person. So instead of breaking up, they think that adding another person to that relationship is going to help and spice things up and make things all healthy and rah-de-da-de-da. But it actually doesn't. It makes it worse. Adding another person to the mix is just opening yourself up to massive failure, if you ask me, and a lot of misery that comes along with it. Look, being in a monogamous relationship is hard if you make it hard, right? But adding someone else into that mix, whether it's a male or a female, is just going to make it significantly harder because you don't have to deal with one person's emotions. Now you've got to deal with two people's emotions. Even better, right? They're saying that one's okay or two's better than one. No, not in this case, people. Not in this case, because in this particular case, you've got a lot of things that you're going to have to deal with instead of just having to deal with one particular person and their issues and their problems and everything else that goes along with it. Now, I came across this on Twitter, and look, if you're bringing someone else into the relationship in a romantic setting, whatever else, if you want to open the relationship or if you want to try and be polyamorous and you say you've got a free pass to sleep with whoever you want, you're asking for trouble, if you ask me. So anyway, this particular guy, he's 32 years old, asked his wife, 30 years old, if they could open the relationship. She agreed. And now he's feeling upset because although she's bisexual, she's only sleeping with men. I would say this, mate, it's your own damn fault for allowing your wife to be in an open relationship. And secondly, it sounds like you married the wrong person, because what woman actually agrees to be in an open relationship? And secondly, what guy asks his wife that he committed to solely on his wedding day, made the vows, all that sort of stuff? What woman wants to marry a man like that? That does not really show me true love or true commitment. But that's my thought matter on that front. But anyway, Hazel Appleyard goes, he wanted to open the marriage because he felt his wife had already given him all she had to offer. Imagine saying that. That does, like, I mean, they're 32, he's 32, she's 30. I don't know how long they've been married for yet. We'll get into that in just a moment. But it doesn't seem like they've been married very, very long. But he wants to spice things up, and now he's upset, and now he's miserable because his wife is sleeping with other dudes. And what, he can't get other women? Mate, bad decision. So the guy gets upset that she starts sleeping with other men and not women. So he thought it would be better, because his logic is she's bisexual. That means she's going to be sleeping with more females than men. Shocker, she happens to like the penis more than the V. Wonder why that is. Anyway, now he's getting all upset because another man is actually treating her right and appreciating her and wants to close again. Tale as old as time. I love when they find out the hard way. Indeed, I do. So this couple has been married for 5 years. I feel like she had given me all she had to offer. Imagine saying that to the woman you committed yourself to after 5 years of being married. Now, some of you may have been married for 20, 25 years. If you're watching this, fantastic. I applaud you. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's an amazing thing being with someone for that long. I haven't been married before. And so therefore I can't comment on saying being with someone for 5 years is, a walk in the park. But again, I have watched people that have been together for a long period of time and they still love each other, still more in love with each other today. And they've been together for like 25, 30 years, even some 40 years, believe it or not. They're more in love with each other today than they were when they first got married or even 5 years into it. Love tends to age over time. It's like fine wine. If you decide to treat it and you decide to commit to that person every single day that you're with them. But nowadays, the commitment level is just so shocking. No one wants to commit. No one really. And I think that's a problem because of pornography. Pornography teaches a lot of young people nowadays, and same with society as well. The main message is you don't need to commit. Why should I commit? Because I've got all these other options out there. Spoiler alert, just because you think that doesn't mean that's actually the case, because trying to get another woman is not as easy as you may think it is nowadays. Believe you me, because the woman has got the same thought process as you, but then when push comes to shove, when they're actually put in that situation where they need to commit, oh dear, I can't commit. I don't want to commit now. I've had a brainwave, and that brainwave is telling me run like hell. The commitment is the scary part because they think to themselves, oh dear, I'm going to have to be selfless for once. I can't be selfish to me. That's the same message that is being sent to every single young person, especially in the Western world. It's no wonder why relationships are harder today than they ever have been before. The messaging has changed. Structure has changed. The family unit is under attack. Everything is changing and not for the better. Also, we have the rates in childbirth declining quite considerably in Western countries. That should concern a lot of people. Some people may go, oh, but that's actually a good thing because it means that less people we have to really pay for until they get older and they can pay their own way. Right. No, we need to have a thriving population, I'll have you know, not a decreasing one, which is what's going on. And also young kids are not having as much sex as they used to have. Shocker. Why is that? Me Too movement, perhaps? Women accusing men of certain things, perhaps? Now, I'm not saying that there aren't men out there that do the wrong thing. They get violent. The incel group, for example, perfect prime example of that. There's men out there happening to be a lot of virgins that get angry at women and vice versa. Women, the modern day feminist movement, are extremely angry at men. So the last thing you want to do, guys, is find a modern day feminist and the modern day feminist happens to find some incel dude. The likelihood of that happening, mate, the statistics, I don't know, but they would be really, really low if you ask me, because the likelihood of the incel dude getting out of his bedroom and finding a woman or walking past a woman and actually having a conversation with her is quite low. Let's just say that. But imagine there was an incel dude, a virgin, that actually ventured out of his room, found a woman, and the woman was a modern day feminist. They both hated each other at first, but then they ended up coming together and the rest is history. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Now, please don't judge me for saying that. She just had a very low sex drive, and I have a high one. So you thought the best thing to do would be to open the marriage. Turns out that was a big mistake. I figured opening the relationship would help our marriage and help me get my needs met. She originally said no. Good thing to leave it at that, mate. If your wife says no, don't pursue it in this case. I wouldn't have pursued it. I wouldn't even have brought up the question to begin with. Don't even entertain the thought, mate. But after I explained to her the benefits, what benefits? Sleeping with other people, that's the only benefit. You may think it's a benefit, but it's far from it. She said yes after a few days of asking. So the guy continued to ask several days. It's like he tried to convince her of something that was going to be ultimately his doom. Well done, man. Solid. We seem both excited at the possibility of a threesome. Oh, yeah. Now, where the problem lies is that my wife is bisexual, and yet the only people she's been sleeping with have been men. When I asked about this, she said she only sleeps with other people she clicks with, and they just happen to be men. Shocker. If you are sleeping with people that you click with and they happen to be men, I don't think you're really bisexual there, love, but don't. Some people, man, really. When I told her my feelings about this, she said it's only fair because I'm sleeping with other women. While true, it makes me wonder if she's truly bisexual, like I said a moment ago. You may say that you're bisexual. By the way, if someone says that they're bisexual or whatever else, I find that really tricky to believe. But anyway, some people have weird sexual urges and desires, and I can't really comment on that. But if they're only choosing to sleep with men, maybe she's going through a phase, man. I don't know. Maybe she's tired of you and your antics and just loving the freedom of being young, I guess. I don't know, but big mistake for saying, hey, can we go open? Seems like you are regretting the decision because you're getting a little bit jealous. You want ownership over your wife. And look, every man should be jealous of his wife. If a man is trying to encroach on your territory or your woman, then why in the world should you allow that to happen? But you've given her a free pass and you can't say anything about it, mate. It's your own fault. You made your bed, now you got to lie in it. When I asked for her to also sleep with women or I'd like to close the marriage again, she rolled her eyes and said no. Oh, looks like you shot yourself in the foot with this one, mate. One of the guys I fear is trying to seriously date her. He brings her flowers and food, pays for her nails, and never even acknowledges me when he's over. Oh, there's a thing in evolutionary psychology and biology, I'll have you know, where the man back in the day, back in ancient times, what they used to do is they used to sleep with women, right? And it's because of the reproduction, right? So they wanted to share their seed. It was more a case of it was primal. They wanted to be the main man. They wanted to spread their seed, have kids with as many women as they possibly could. And if another man came on his territory, he would get jealous, upset, and they would fight. Usually, you can see it in chimpanzees or animals of that nature, where the man wants to take over another man's territory because, well, he feels like he's the weaker man, let's say. And this guy, because he's not acknowledging the actual husband, this guy is getting literally taken down. And he doesn't like it. He wants to be the alpha male, but unfortunately, she doesn't really have eyes for husband anymore. It seems like the husband is just there. And she seems to have more interest in this other guy because the other guy is treating her correctly. Man, you made a big mistake there. I feel like she's dismissing my feelings and I'm getting frustrated. I want to close our marriage again. How to approach this? Well, obviously, the logical thing to do is you go on Reddit and you ask people on Reddit for advice on something so stupid and so silly that you've done. Well, mate, I hate to break it to you, but you did this to yourself. You've only got yourself to blame. How do you go about fixing this? I don't know. I don't think you can, to be honest. And even if you could, there would be a lot of time healing, building trust again. But hey, you guys have been married for 5 years. So some of the comments said, bro needs to learn from his wife's boyfriend how to make her feel loved and appreciated. Exactly. Carrie goes, so he wanted to open the marriage so she could also bring him female partners to have threesomes, but it didn't actually work like that. Shocker. And Aaliyah goes, well, my dude, the best way to approach this is crawling on your hands and your knees, begging. Probably won't help, but you never know. Hazel goes, you're right, though. With a side of flowers, expensive jewelry, and promises to change. Well, let me just say this. Maybe gifts may work. Maybe they won't. Who knows? Well, I guess we won't see the end of the story. But some people these days, they will do and make dumb decisions within their relationship. I know I have many, many times over, and I've learnt from making those silly mistakes. It's what you can do. Ask for forgiveness, move on, and work towards restoration. It's the way you do it. It's the way it should be done, at least. Anyway, my friends, hope you enjoy this one. You take care, you be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.